I've been working in this field for 30 years. It's a personal mission, one driven very much by my friends, and but I've got too many friends with the disorder, and I've seen too much of it, right? And so I'm very passionate about figuring it out.
So your background is genetics, and as someone who's had the genetic testing done and it was negative,
Mm.
why is that not as important as I thought it was?
Well, you say you had the genetic testing done and it was negative, but I always ask people, did you get a report on all 21,000 genes? And the answer is generally no. And then I generally ask, so which genes did you have sequenced, and kind of what depth? And generally they can't answer that. Occasionally they may say GBA, or occasionally they might say LRRK2, but most people don't actually know. The genome is a very big place, and there are new variants being described all the time, and also new genes for Parkinson's disease being described all the time. And of course, it's date stamped. When you got your genome report done, that was probably some years ago, and things have moved on. There's been new genes since then.
So let's get to the question that we all really want the answer to, which is what actually causes Parkinson's?
So can I rephrase that? Instead of what causes Parkinson's disease, can I rephrase it, why does Parkinson's disease occur? What's the background for it? What's the basis of it? And I'd say that's pathogen defense. It's very simple as a concept, and you can see it in a whole variety of different ways. You can see it in a cellular way, for example, in the immune system and how the immune system deals with, say, infection. You can see it from the point of view of, for example, dopamine transmission, neurotransmission in the brain, doing imaging studies. It's all around pathogen defense.
If I understand what you're saying, is it's the body is trying to protect us from something.
Yeah, all of those forms of Parkinson's disease center around one particular type of biology, and that's autophagosome biology, which is involved in pathogen defense.
Could it be an environmental toxin?
It can be anything that causes inflammation. So it could be an environmental toxin like trichloroethylene or paraquat. It could even be a blow to the head, multiple concussions.
A virus?
Definitely a virus, yeah. COVID, all sorts of things. I liken Parkinson's disease, or the process that's occurring in Parkinson's disease, to kind of like waves on a beach. And if you think of a shoreline and waves on the beach on the shoreline, it's the erosion of that shoreline over time that leads to the death of dopaminergic neurons.
So you're saying Parkinson's is an overactive immune response?
In a sense, yes. I think of it more as an immune response that's happened and then not been turned off. So it's not that there's necessarily more of it, it's just lasting longer. I think to solve the problem, you need to know what it is. You need to be able to define it. You need to understand the mechanism for it. You need to understand why it occurred, kind of where it occurred, when it occurred. You need to understand the reason behind the problem, and then you can fix it. Because nothing in biology can be understood except through the lens of evolution. Right?
You heard it here first.